Jeff, here we are at the new inn, been here for many a year, and this is where our bomber boys would come.
Absolutely, this is the original bar, and over the years the veterans have left photographs. The Halifax is here.
Wow, look at those, holy smokers.
And the crews over here, and the roadside bombs, that was the bomb store around here. All the roadsides were covered in armaments, and this is where they'd had the drink. Outside there was a Nissen hut, because this is very small.
Right. So you've got aircraft here, crews there, and you mean there's more photos in all these different rooms?
Well, there are a few more through here.
Okay.
And but these are what veterans have left over the years. The ones over here are original village ones.
Wow, cool. And I see some of these, there's a couple over here with nose art. Do you know anything about those particular Halifax bombers?
I don't, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't.
Well, we can find that out because the Bomber Command Museum of Canada, we have over 1,200 nose arts in our photo library.
Yeah, well, they'll be identifiable from here.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, that'd be great. Well, we'll document these, but having this history here keeps alive the memory of our bomber boys. And
Absolutely.
I say our because they're my bomber boys and they're your bomber boys.
Yes, jointly.
Yep. Yeah. And did you ever hang out with any of the mechanics or did you ever meet any of the bomber crews? Do you remember anything
the bomber
about
crews,
them?
Yeah, well, we had an American pilot, actually, with 434 Squadron, Jackson Clary. And
I know that name.
Yes, you
and
will
he
know.
was shot down, POW.
He was? No, he wasn't POW. 4 of the crew were POW, 2 died, and Jackson evaded.
Oh, he was an evader.
Yeah, and he was shot down. He and his new wife were living with us when he was shot down, and Barbara stayed with us, and he shot down in September. 7 or 8 weeks later, he came back through the escape route, and to here, Barbara had to go to London to identify him, and they came back, and my wife and I went to their golden wedding in Santa Rosa, California.
Wow. Now, what people don't know, and you should know this, is there were over 8,800 Americans in the Royal Canadian Air Force in World War II. And our museum is highlighting and spotlighting them. Guys like Jackson Clary, they never got any spotlight because they were Americans in the Canadian Air Force.
Quite.
So that it's highly unusual that you should say, I knew Jackson Clary.
Very well, yes.
Cool.
Throughout his life.
So cool.
And there was one other American in the crew as well.
Wow. Yes, I remember the other American too, but I can't remember his name now.
I forget just the name, yeah.
No, this is great, and we love coming here because Canadian history was made here.
Oh, it was, yes.
Yeah.
And we kids, I was only 12 when the war ended, but we spent a lot of our time on the camp, in the gymnasium, the cinema, and so forth. And we had chewing gum and Pepsi Cola, which we'd never seen before.
Wow.
So it was a great time to be a kid.
You got a few special treats.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, okay. You're a good man. You should have some.
It was lovely.
Yeah, good. No, this is great. I love this. Okay. So, Jeff, you think of all the bomber crews that sacrificed and didn't come home. Do you think they knew that what this great sacrifice could be, and do you feel that they knew what they had to do, and how do you feel about that?
Well, I think when they came in here, of course, I wasn't with them here, but it was certainly a place to relax and together with their crews, because the crews were very well bonded, and I think it must have helped knowing the odds of the next op being their last.
Right. Yeah, life is short and sweet. And, look at their loss rate. Over 50% of bomber crews never finish their combat tour.
Quite, yeah.
No, it's a great sacrifice, and this has been a wonderful day to learn our history.
Well, it's our history as well, of course, because they did it here.
Yep, cool. In RCAF Tholthorpe.
Quite.
Yeah.
When I was at the LA Air Force's reunion in Toronto in 1983, I just summed up by saying thank you for what you did when you did, and that covered everybody, the air crews, the ground crews, and they had hardship as well, working outside on servicing aircraft.
Yeah.
And they did an absolutely fantastic job.
Good. Jeff, can you give me some historic background on these two items here on the wall?
Well, this one is a replica of the plaque that's in Orne Church, because this aircraft, manned by, I think they were all called Joe, 425 aircraft, that failed to make height, and it flew over our neighbouring village of Orne, and it never gained height, and it crashed in a field only about 300 yards from the village. And my future wife had her windows blown out, and as a child she ran to the window with her three sisters, and none of them got cut by the broken glass that was on the floor. And that's this one. That's the Alouette.
Yes, the squadron crest, yep.
And over here we have a snowy owl, and that was Arthur Barrett, who was armaments officer for 420 Snowy Owl Squadron, and that's the snowy owl he left here about 5 years ago.
Right, and that's the mascot, the symbol on the squadron crest.
420, yeah.